Hi, we are from LAX2047, Poetic Society, Group 46. My name is Ismail Husna binti Ishaq. My metric number is 203041.
Hi, my name is Farah Adila binti Ahmad Marzuki. My metric number is 203699.
Hi, my name is Siti Zulaiha binti Muhammad Shafi'i and my matrix number is 203688.
Hi, my name is Nur Nabila Huda binti Rahmat. My metric number is 200791.
Okay, hi, my name is Siti Nisa binti Abdul Razak and my matrix number is 201729.
Hi, my name is Humaizatul Agama binti Zaini and my matrix number is 192767.
So today, we are going to receiving our second poem of Team Poverty. So I will share the screen now. So now we will start to receiving our poem. So Humazatul will start the first two stanza.
Okay, I will recite for the first two stanza, okay?
Okay.
Right, so poverty. My mother says it's a curse to human society, which comes to settle amongst the minority, I mean the exact people with no authority. Striving days and nights without concern from humanity, it crumples down their happiness into nothingness, leaving them with nothing to feed with.
Next, Hanisa, next. My mother says they are the future of humanity, but living in poverty, being homeless on the street, searching for rubbish to eat, looking up to the sky, asking for a why, wishing for a second bite of cherry to fill their life with cherry. Next.
My mother says they are victims of circumstance. In life, they never really get a chance. To the people walking by, they can only give a glance. Lying down on the streets, shivering every so often, longing for heat. By no means to lose heart, just wishful thinking for the compassion of the Creator.
So this is the second poem for our group. I think the first group can give their comment about the poem.
I think your group have to explain first about the verse.
Oh, sure, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We will start with the first two stanza from Humaizatun.
Okay, sure.
Hanisa, slide first.
Okay, so as you can see for the first stanza, it's actually at the first, it's kind of figuratively before it's wanted to appoint the people in that have experience in poverty, which at the last row you see the exact people with no authority. It is appointed to the poverty people. So that's for the first stanza. The second one, it's actually telling us about the situation that poverty people have to endure in their life, which they have to struggle in order for them to keep alive and searching for foods for themselves and also for their family, without being with ignorance from the society, which society didn't giving the attention to them. This situation makes have take away their happiness and also leave them feel empty. That's the stanza 2.
Okay, for the stanza 3, they're talking about the poor people, also the future for the community, but they are living in poverty. They are living without a home, and they also need to search for the food and eat some rubbish just to search from the rubbish to eat. And then that is for the third stanza. And for the fourth stanza is there are it's expressing that they are asking for why they become the poverty. They really want to wishing for a second bite of cherry, which means that they hope they can have a chance to have a happy life like other people. So Farah, we continue for the fifth stanza.
Nisa, next start. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so for the fifth stanza, uh, the poor people are actually just victims of circumstance because maybe they didn't get employed and they never really get a chance from people to show what they are capable of doing. So to the people walking by, they can only give a glance to them, like they cannot really do anything except just asking for some money uh, or for some food. So for the sixth stanza, they at night they just lying on the streets and hoping for warmth, and they didn't really want to give up, but they can just only hope for uh, God to give them something, to give uh, like some help so that they will lead a better life uh, for their kids and themselves. So that's all from me. What do you guys think about the poem?
From my opinion, this poem really is a good poem about that really give great pictures of poor people. They are unlucky and they need to they find it hard to find food, and then from what I know, it really this poem is really what? It picture the condition of them. Yeah.
So I think this poem is really interesting, and it conveys the message of poverty itself. And we can see that in this world, it consists of poverty, and people will be living with some fear that they could not have some food to eat, and they still have that kind of fear for especially the country that has war or something that's still undergoing war like Syria and something, and also Africa. So I think that this book is really portray the meaning of poverty, and it could be easily understand as well. Maybe there will be some hidden words here, hidden meaning here. So mine, maybe you could share with us. Is there any hidden message in this book?
In my opinion, your poem is good because it also relates to some people in this current situation. And also, it's not really because of them too for become poor, but actually it because of the chance of getting job is too thin due to the government issue, right? So this poem is saddening because in this current situation, there are still some people who still homeless, and I think all in all, this poem is good as I see there are hidden meaning and also the meaning that we can see directly. We can understand well. That's all for me.
So, is there any advice from you all to improve our poem?
I don't think so because your poem is like, there are hidden meanings and also the direct meaning that we can see. It's a good poem for me.
How about Nabila and Hanisa?
Okay, for me, it's good, and yeah, it's really good because you can see all those words used is beautiful, and also the meaning itself also beautiful. What about Nabila?
For me, the poem is good enough. There's nothing much to change, and the meaning is all delivered to me, and I can understand it well. Yeah.
So my question is just now: is there any of a hidden meaning in this book?
I think there's a hidden meaning in the first stanza. The first stanza is actually made by Mazeto, but I think there's a hidden meaning because the third sentence, which comes to settle amongst the minority, I mean the exact people with no authority, which means like people that have power and richness that can only survive in this world, and there's no place like for the poor people to live in this society. And I think that's like I think that's it. uh, what do you think about the stanza Humazatu? I think, or is it that you just direct meaning, or is that?
Uh, for the first stanza, it actually have the hidden meaning. Is as you can see at the second row, the first stanza, which is a curse to human society. It didn't mean that it's really curse, like a real curse to human society. It means that it's such um, it's such a bad condition. I mean, it's such not a good condition for human society to actually ignore the poverty, which is happening also in Malaysia. As we can see, not all the people concerned with the person that have at the streets, not all the person have the kind heart to actually give some money to them, buy their some food. It's actually take some certain people that actually concern and actually care and actually think about their feelings and will actually donate their money and wanted to them have food to eat. Okay, so it's not a curse. Real curse is actually curse to people that actually ignore the poverty. Okay.
Understand?
Okay, from the stanza, for all the stanza, which stanza do you guys think is the hardest one to for you guys to understand? Do you guys have any?
Wait, we are looking for the hardest stanza. For me, the fourth stanza is the hardest one. For the line, wishing for a second bite of cherry to fill their lives with cherry.
Okay, do you guys need some explanation?
Because if we look at the first sight, we will not understand what is the meaning behind the line wishing for a second bite of cherry to fill their lives with cherry. But after you guys had explained to us, we understood it.
Oh, okay. So how about Hanisa and Nabila?
I agree with Zulaiha. It's as for some reason, if the people is clueless about the things, I think they will not understand what is the meaning of cherry. So once you guys explain it out, I think or everyone could understand well. Nabila?
I also I have no doubt with the stanza. I agree with Zulaiha and Hanisa's opinion too. And for me, the fourth stanza, wishing for a second bite of cherry to fill their life with cherry, uh, it's not for me. It's not after you give an explanation. I fully understand it, and it give me some effect that everyone in this world would want to be happy. No one wants to have wants to fill their life with sadness, right? So poverty is kind of sadness, and for sure they want to get out from their life to be more happy and live a better life in the future.
Oh, I think at first I think I need to explain the stanza, but I think Nabila also explained it all the hidden meanings that I want to say. So thank you, Nabila. It seems like our poem have delivered well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think we can sum up a bit about this session.
Okay, to sum up for our poem for today, uh, I hope that our poem can deliver well to all the people, which can help them to understand poverty well, and they can imagine how the poverty feel and didn't just like judging them. And I really hope that this poverty crisis can be overcome in the future and can give a big impact to the audience later on. So, what about Farah? What do you hope for our poem?
I hope that people will be more aware of the current situation of poverty in our society so that they will lend a hand to them so it will become a better place for the poor people.
So for me, I hope after audience hear about after audience read this poem, it's kinda spark something in their heart to actually concern to the others people, not only for themselves. Okay, that's all.
I think that is our sum up for our discussion for today. So for the next discussion, group one we're receiving their next poem, which is about
Human rights.
okay, about human rights. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.